Due to possible harmful extremist content, parental discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. The views and opinions expressed on the show are not necessarily those of the station, its affiliates, or advertisers. The use of the show is only allowed with the express written permission of the producer and the host. So get ready for 2 hours of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show starting right now.
All right, hello and welcome everybody. Hey there, Veterans Radio over there on Kick. Appreciate you coming in. Getting set up for Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show tonight. Hope everybody out there is having a great time tonight. Get the guys in here pretty soon. We should be off to the races like a herd of turtles. All right. Looks like we're connected up everywhere. Take the opening banner down. Here we go. Hope everybody's had a great week, great weekend, and Good week to come. 4th of July will be coming up this Saturday. Oh, no, Wednesdays. Yeah, Saturday, sorry. Yeah. So, looking forward to seeing fireworks. Having a good time out there with the family. I hope you all have a great time with your family, too, if you're in the States. And wherever you're at. Be 250 years for this country, so looking forward to it. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Take a minute and get everybody connected up here.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
good, good.
Good. How you doing, man?
Doing good. Is that the new microphone?
Yeah,
Sounds great.
good. Yeah, I figured as much. I've been working with it a little bit here, and I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
And I can go out in the wind and stuff, and it's pretty good with that kind of. Anyway,
Oh, great.
happy to have you all on board, Doc. We're taking off next week.
Okay.
Okay, holiday weekend. So it is without pay though,
Well, that's okay.
right?
I
But
think
Willie
I'll live with
Oh,
still
no,
those.
no,
wants
no,
to-
no, no, no. That's not how it works. Willie has to pay us. Yeah.
Yeah, Willie's still gonna hit you up for some cash though. He'll just do it through an email. I gave him your email. Is that okay?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay. All right. Hello, Hugby.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I'm very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have no
We just-
idea.
Maybe I do have an idea.
Uh-oh.
Oh, do you? Oh boy, you want to see it? I'll send you a pic.
You don't have a macro lens.
I don't need one. I have a wide angle.
Oh, the wide angle.
I have the
The wide angle of the dangle.
Yeah. Trust me, the wide angle will fit it all in.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Ahem. Now, what's new in the world?
Not much. Same thing as last week.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know, man. So there's nothing going on, same as last week. Do we even need to do a show?
I mean, there's always stuff to talk about, but it's
Yeah, the
The
straight is
usual
open, straight is closed, straight is open, straight is
the
closed.
usual suspects.
Straight is
You
open.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, we made history today. U.S. became the first nation to host a FIFA World Cup team and strike that team's country on the same day.
I did not know that. Which
Oh, yeah.
that was the most recent game, yeah.
Yeah, the Pride game in Seattle. with, of course, Iran and Egypt. So two gay countries.
Big pride supporters.
Big gay countries, you know,
Oh,
they
yeah.
love their gays.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know,
So-
I think I think we should have like told the Pride people to shove it, but you know,
That's not how it works.
no, it's Seattle. That does not work like that there.
Yeah.
No, it's this whole West Coast is like 5 years ahead of New York as far as the communists. So it's they pretty much get to do whatever they want.
Well,
If
it'll
they-
be interesting to see how Europe reacts to different parts of the country. They're going to see it for themselves. They're going to go to Seattle, and they're going to see that it's nice and shiny on the outside, but you dig deep at all, and it sucks. Right?
Yeah, they're gonna run into all the folks that were down south. If they head up to the Pacific Northwest, they're gonna find out what expensive is.
Yeah. And plus, they're going to get called Nazi a lot.
Yeah, well, that too.
Yeah.
Or they'll go to a game in like Kansas City next and realize it's way nicer. Like it's much more livable. Like the people are nicer. It's just safer. It's cleaner. It's everything that Seattle wants to be without the shiny cover. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, wait till their rent-a-cars get busted, the windows busted out, and their luggage stolen, and they'll love it.
Yeah, they've got some games in San Francisco.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
that'll be
Which will
interesting.
be, yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Yep.
I know they did a
They'll
big
just tell them,
cleanup
don't get a
sweep.
rental car, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a big cleanup sweep. I know up in Seattle, but it was purely just for show, like it was for the communists in California. They just moved them to a different part of the city away from where the FIFA stuff is.
Right.
Mm-hmm. In Seattle, they gave them a bunch of those tiny homes.
Yeah.
And like I said, I guarantee you once this is all over, they'll be like, all right, now get out. We're going to burn
Yep.
these.
Yep.
Got to
That's what
destroy
they
them
do.
all. Yep.
Back on the
Can't
street,
have
vote
these around.
Democrat.
Yeah, they'll
Mhm.
have a quote unquote Republican make a big stink about it, because that's what Republicans in these states are for. They're to do the things that the Democrats don't want their name attached to.
Right.
So that's how that'll go. They'll roll out the like 75-year-old white-haired liberal who has an R next to his name and go, you know, the people who live next to these things, we don't like them here. We're gonna have to move them somewhere else. And then they won't be able to find a place to put them, and they'll end up in a burn pile or in a dumpster, somewhere in a dump somewhere. Yep.
Right.
Back in
You
the
forgot the
pile.
important, I'm not racist, but, you know.
Yeah. But the neighbors are complaining.
Yep.
That's how that works.
And they don't meet the codes.
Yeah.
So-
They'll use some silly nonsense, and the
Yeah.
Democrats will feign like they can't stop it, and you know, the money laundering shall continue. And it is pretty bad here in Portland too, but like it's much more like overt money laundering here towards Antifa than it is in Seattle. Seattle has a whole, you know, veneer of like respectability because they have like Microsoft and all these other companies that have been up there for years, Google, stuff like
Nintendo.
that. Yeah. And so like they have this real nice veneer that if you stay in certain parts of the city, you don't really see the corruption. But like here in
Yeah.
Portland, it's
Don't
just
leave Kirkland, basically.
yeah. But like here, man, Antifa just set 4 buses on fire that were like I don't know what they were immigrant buses or something. I don't really know exactly what they were for, but they set them on fire. And
They were school buses loaded with children.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
that's a, kids don't go to school here. What are you talking about?
Well, they were illegal migrant children that they were taken to the pizza parlor in Washington.
Yeah, that could be.
Yep.
Possible.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
In case Gary's listening.
Yeah, it's a very wild thing how bad the West Coast got in a very quick amount of time. Like of course, this has kind of been all in the works for many years. I mean, the Antifa thugs and the riot season go all the way back to the World Trade Organization riots in the 90s. But
yeah, the early days.
Yeah,
when they used to send them in because they wanted to make the protesters look bad.
Yeah.
They would send people in black bloc that would start just creating havoc. You know.
Yeah. But now a bunch of those Antifa people from the 90s are politicians here.
Yeah.
That's how it I think really got this bad, because they ran for office and took charge of the levers of power, and it's so comfy here, and things were so good, and it was such a beautiful place. Nobody even bothered to pay attention to what was happening.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be fine. A couple of commies get on the school board. What could ever happen?
Yep, basically.
Yep.
I would imagine there's many towns up and down the West Coast that have that very problem.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Nobody ever shows up for the school board elections. It's not important. But, that's how they come in.
I do. I do, but,
Right. But do you keep up with who's being elected to the school board?
The schools my kids go to don't have a board.
No, they're boardless. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the children who are bored.
Yeah.
And I preach homeschooling. That's what I preach.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Mine go to a charter, so.
Yeah.
There's a lot of subjects I'm not good at, but other people are, and good for them, when it comes to history and geography, I can help out there,
Right. At the charter school, they learn sailing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they learn how to charter things. That's the whole idea. It's like a trade school.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's basically business focused.
There you go.
Yeah, very, very soon. I think the average student will have a personal assistant with all available up-to-date educational materials that they would want to learn available to them very soon.
It better not be ChatGPT. Yeah.
No, it won't be ChatGPT. What will end up happening is a company will build out their own data set, their own AI using an amalgamation of other AIs.
TeacherNet.
Yeah, that's what'll happen, and it's inevitable right now. I mean, they've done pretty good research on the usage of AI in students in college at this point, and it's abundant. So
well,
plus they finally taught AI how to hate Trump. So
I can see that for collegiate. All right. But you need to have discipline and have someone over the kid the whole time.
You won't be able to get rid of that. Yeah.
From K through 12, that needs to happen at least.
So it'll be ChatGPT with a robotic arm holding a ruler.
Yeah.
Smack!
I don't see
that. At least
that.
that's the Catholic version.
I do not.
No, it'll
see
be
that
like
at
an
all.
assistant. What you'll have is you'll have one teacher, or maybe two, and they'll be there to guide and create the class. But every student will have their own personal AI assistant that will help them. Yeah. It's eventually going to get to the point where, like, by the time a kid's 18 years old, they're going to be able to be productive in society. Now, I mean, that's years down the line yet.
Yeah.
They still
At birth, they'll install a Neuralink chip.
When it comes
Eventually.
down to it, though, we all know kids do better with smaller classrooms. All right.
And that's why the assistant, a personal assistant, it'll give them that one-on-one attention they need in the subject, while you still have the human interaction, and it'll be able to shrink the amount of time you spend in school, and opening up students to be able to do more things outside of school to interact with society, rather than spending 8.5 hours in school every day. But again, we're going to have to go through the AI crash first.
Right. That's next Wednesday.
We could have a nuclear
It's
war
looking like-
before then, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't think the powers that run things really interested in bombing each other, unless it's Israel and Iran. But if we let those two go at it, it solves lots of problems.
I heard Putin got poisoned a couple weeks ago, and he's not in great health and is thinking about using tactical nukes in Ukraine.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot. Yeah, we'll see. They don't need to use tactical nukes to take out.
I'm not a fan
Ukraine.
of Pete Santilli, all right, but that's where I got that from.
Yeah.
Pete Santilli, the alien autopsy guy?
No, Pete Santilli, the one that was out there grifting from the truckers when we had the close downs and all that.
Okay.
That Santilli.
Okay. Too many Santillis in the world. Who knew?
Santilli.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the CNBC commodity market analyst,
I'll be
Rick
right
Santelli.
back. I'll be right back, fellas. I'm gonna go get a refill.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I have this conversation with people who are super anti AI and people who are super duper pro AI. Like,
right.
I'm in the middle. Like, the AI has a long way to go yet before it can do things. But I can see, just like I could see the internet potential back in the 90s,
right.
I could see where it was going to go. It's just a matter of you got to get things squared away first.
And it seems to be. It seems as though it's being weaponized to some degree, by China and U.S. and it's a race, like a space race or something. And so, really, are we just criticizing something that ultimately we must be in front of, or is it
AI is just the CB radio of the 2020s?
I don't know. I mean, I really think that what we're looking at is a multi-phase evolutionary event. I don't think AI. It's going to be clear, but eventually it's going to create a bifurcated society where there are people who reject the technological, necessaries to using AI, and then there are going to be the rest of the people who move forward with it, and it's just going to keep going in two separate directions.
Right.
Almost like the Amish when they came here, and as the industrial revolution came along, they were like, "No, we're not doing that."
Yep.
It'll be small, but there will be a portion of society who's just like, "Yeah, no, we're not down with this."
Yep, they're going to be like the Battlestar Galactica with no computers on board. Everything's manual because they know what happens.
Yep.
We got a bunch of abacus.
They do. I mean, that's the Battlestar Galactica. Everything was all manual, analog. There were no computers on it, because of the Cylons. At least the original Battlestar Galactica. I don't know. There's been 4 remakes?
Yeah, I never was a Battlestar Galactica guy. I was Stargate and Star Trek Next Generation. Those were the 2 I watched.
Yeah. You were probably too young when Battlestar Galactica was on TV. It was the only thing on.
Yeah, no, it was. It wasn't. I didn't catch it until they brought it back in reruns. I've seen a couple episodes, but.
Yep, they were terrible.
It reminds me of the old Star Trek show when they brought the reruns for that back. It was very humorous.
Right.
Watching it compared to Next Generation.
Right. That's after they redid all the special effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you spent money on that?
You're a good girl, Blue.
But yeah, no, I think I think AI
You're such
will
a
have
good dog.
that double-edged sword that just like the internet did. Like,
Yep.
there's lots of downsides to social media, but it's really exposed how government works and has a real opportunity to provide people with the tools to make changes, radical changes.
Right. Till the government shuts it down.
Well, yeah.
Just wait till you got to use an ID to get on the internet, which is going to happen soon.
That's but there'll always be ways to get around that.
Right. People will switch to the LAR radios or whatever, the long range stuff.
Yeah, it's
That dark web.
It's slow. Don't trust the dark web. The dark web is a CIA invention.
And then you also got the Bluetooth mesh network guys who are building all the communication. That's
the LARA stuff, I think. LORA.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so
they're low power, and you can pretty much communicate across the U.S. with them.
Yeah. A lot of guys I've been watching for years. S2 Underground, and they have some really cool stuff out there in the radio world that helps you combine Bluetooth mesh network and regular internet and long range radio,
right?
All together into one network. It's pretty neat. It's very cool what people are doing to, I don't know, prepare for the eventuality of that kind of control system.
Right.
All right, back.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
I have to stop talking about him now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
One day we're going to figure out that it all gets recorded.
It does.
And he's the one with the master tape, so, eventually he's going to figure out the stuff we talk about when he leaves the room.
I do.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to David Hogg, I just, I use a demerit system.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm kidding. He makes up on it every time he takes and sends me AI music. So.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So that goes back into your coffer. So you're good. I think that's more reliable than bits of coin and Mines tokens. But
there you go.
Takes an outside, make it grateful for what you've got. And what we've got
how does it
is a
sound?
reflecting pool built in 1920 on the very ground where freed slaves marched. It's part of the Lincoln Memorial. The most sacred monument of the Republic.
It's kind of shaky.
And it's like a tin can.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about this?
Where Martin Luther King told America
Much
about his
better.
dream. We're veterans of every war this nation.
Yeah, that works.
There you go.
Okay. Cool.
You and
I
your
gotta play that for
fancy
a
new
while.
microphone.
Ooh,
His
fancy.
handy dandy microphone.
Yeah. Fancy microphone.
Do you look like a sports commentator now with your headphones and all that on?
Into a big soccer family or a football family, and they're pretty rad. A virus.
Viruses. Uh-oh.
We're doing that now. The virus. Nuclear vessels.
There we go. I wanted to cue that up to the right point. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
That's for Willie. Willie is slowly but surely coming down with a good case of Trump derangement syndrome.
Oh my God. First he was, one of us. Then he was like kind of black-pilled. Then he was really black-pilled. Now he's, oh my God.
Now he's just a pill.
No, he's just in the first phases of it. But
Early
he can't stop talking about Trump this and Trump that. And he screwed this up and he screwed that up and yada yada. You'll see. I'm going to introduce him tonight with, derangement syndrome.
Oh man, I kind of wish Yoda was in here tonight. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She'd give him some fuel for the fire, maybe.
Aunt Mama Lou hit him with a frying pan.
That's right. Bonk.
Yep. Knocked some sense into him. We need to do a skit, Aunt Mama Lou on The View.
Oh my God, that would be great. Or no, it's just Aunt Mama Lou's point of view.
The view of Aunt Mama Lou.
Yeah. Down into worm form.
There you go.
I don't think that would go over very well. I mean, The View is already dangerously to the ears. There can be damage done. I don't know. You start bringing up Joy Behar and Aunt Mama Lou together, that could be dangerous. Yeah. It could be similar to the Brown Note.
No, it'd be just kind of like when they had that boxing match, or no, the mud wrestling thing. Oh, you missed that, Doc. You missed that. That was some great times.
Yeah, I can't remember who was she mud wrestling. I forgot.
Martha Bay or whatever Willie's other flame was before she took everything and ran.
Yep.
Oh God.
She took all that comic book money and bolted.
Mm-hmm. Pulled up in a U-Haul and took more than what she came with.
That's what they do.
Yep.
Dude, we had her on a cargo ship where she ate all the fish in the hull.
Yeah, and then she took the orca.
Remember, actually, she was hungry, and she got swallowed by it. She got skinny, and then got swallowed by a whale. But then she ate all the whale's blubber from the inside, and by the time she was rescued, she was fat again.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys,
someone needs to write these things down.
We're going to have to switch rooms here.
Yes.
Are you coming back, David?
No.
Oh.
He can't. Yeah. No, we don't have time for him tonight. I've got too much to cover with Doc.
Yeah, there's not allowed to be more than 4 people on this, as he said before. So, Yeah.
Yeah, he's just not qualified anymore. Quite frankly, he's
not qualified.
He doesn't have it anymore.
I'm definitely not mentally
with
fit.
That, let's switch rooms.
Yeah. All right.
Bye, David.
Flat Earth.
Ranch dressing, folks. We'll be right back. That was the pre-show for the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. We'll be right back with more of the real show to come. Don't come undone. Let me get these guys back up here.
Yes.
Here we go.
And there's John.
All righty then.
Ooh-wee.
La 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 la.
Sounds like the
5
the
pence,
men's
6
choir
pence,
here.
10 cents a dollar.
Well, that's not going to get you very far. That's not even going to get you on the bus.
No. I don't need to pay for the bus, so I just get on it until they got to go to hell.
You can. That does work these days.
Yeah, only chumps pay for buses. So let's start out with some World Cup again. That always seems like a good way to get the ball rolling.
All right, 30 seconds, guys.
All right.
And here's your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're live for the very first time tonight, right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show, Sunday night edition for June 28th, 2026. Folks, we are coming up on the 4th of July. It's next weekend, and it's going to be a banger. Heck, this whole week, the whole next week, the whole month of July is going to be a whole lot of fun. With me tonight, we got Doc. What's up, Doc?
What's going on, folks? Hope everybody is enjoying the weather.
Oh, yeah. Been beautiful. We get fires, though, man. It got really windy over the last few days, and fires are kicking up everywhere. And some big ones, too.
Yeah, I was kind of being a little bit sarcastic. The weather's been a little wild all over. There's been flooding and all kinds of craziness, but the World Cup pushes on for sure.
It does. Heck, I even saw a notification today that they're calling for up to 30 inches of snow in the northern Sierras and the Cascades. Have you seen that?
No, but I did see Idaho got some snow and then some flooding. So I mean, it's a very weird weather summer out. It's been pretty chilly here in the Pacific Northwest. We've been in the high 60s all week.
Okay, yeah, which means a little more. I mean, you're down in Portland, a little more elevation, and you're getting 30s at night. Easy.
Yeah.
So a big rainstorm rolls through, and it's under 30 degrees. Poof, you got snow.
Yeah.
So, wild, man. I think, people from the World Cup are going to be going, wait a minute, I'm in Seattle. You're telling me I can drive that way? They just got 3 feet of snow last night, 2 hours from here.
Yeah. Quite a bit different than the South. It'll be a different experience for them. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, quite a bit more. Or imagine you're just driving, You haven't really watched the weather. You're just listening to the music, whatever. And all of a sudden you drive into a storm like that. I mean, that's life and death stuff,
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Yeah. So it's July. You don't think you're going to have like 30 inches of snow come down, but here you are. It happens, man. It happens. America's a wild place. There's all kinds of different corners, and getting snow in July in Lake Tahoe or the Sierras, it's not that rare,
Yeah, I did see it once in person myself in Yellowstone. We were at the very top in one of the mountains there, and late July they got flurries in the late afternoon.
Yeah. I've lived up in elevation for years. I know I can tell you, man, any day of the year it can snow, especially at night.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. They get that in the Alps too. They get it, in other parts of the world. It's not unique to the United States, but it is something that I think will catch some people off guard when you're, it's middle of July, you've been sweating your butt off, and all of a sudden you're in a snowstorm just because you had to go over a pass.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be the part that'll catch them off guard a little bit.
Like Snoqualmie Pass and some of those passes to get up into the Seattle area, going over I-80, Donner Pass. Yeah, it can happen. You're sitting in Reno 1 minute, and like 40 minutes later, you're getting out the chains you didn't even know you had. But either way, they're having a wonderful time. I mean, it just seems like this World Cup has been absolutely beautiful for America. I think you called it a soft currency or something in our last show.
Soft power, yeah. It's when you do something that impresses the rest of the world culturally, and I think every European that has come here has pretty much had a pretty awesome experience with the FIFA itself. I mean, of course, there's bad things that happen. Statistically speaking, it's just going to happen. But overall, the sentiment has been quite nice. I think only
they've got a
Australia
couple games
really
coming up.
upset.
There's some games coming up in San Francisco, so that's going to be an eye opener when they actually try to rent a car and park in downtown San Francisco.
Yeah,
and realize you have to leave, all your windows down and any luggage in there, like they'll steal it at a stop sign.
Yeah, well, we kept them out of those parts of the country long enough. They should experience those parts and get a full taste.
Yeah, and understand why they say, America is so dangerous and it's so bad and, yada, yada. Because, you get into San Francisco and, folks, they will. You stop at a red light, you're stuck in traffic, they'll come up, smash your window out and take your luggage out of the back. If they see cameras and, anything expensive back there, then it's especially a target, Yeah. But they'll do it just for a suitcase if you look like you got any kind of money on you. People routinely will park their car with their windows down and the trunk open.
Yeah.
Because why bother? Why bother? There's nothing to have at it. Take a look through. Nothing there. If you want to steal the car, well, you're going to steal the car anyway, whether the window's down or not. Hopefully you don't have to kick a hobo out of there in the morning when you got to go to work.
It's an odd way to live, but they seem to do it.
Mm-hmm. But it's the two sides of America, folks, that you're going to see when you come here if you go to enough places. And if you go to a Kansas where they're just turning out. Did you see the orange? I think it was Netherlands, that was playing in Kansas City. And they wore orange and just the whole, must have been 50,000 people out there with orange shirts on. Yeah. Talk about a good time. That's incredible to have the locals come out and support you in that kind of, those kind of numbers, that kind of way. Pretty incredible stuff. So that, it's got to make a mark on you where you think, okay, America, and you just think Kansas City, which who in the world does that, right? But Kansas City rocks,
Well, and that's that part of the country, despite the negative parts of some parts, some of the not so nice neighborhoods, that general vicinity of the country is very much Midwestern, very much down to earth, salt of the earth kind of people across all different socioeconomic groups. They are pretty much a mix of the Southerners and the northern Swedes and whatnot, Netherlanders that moved out to Wisconsin and Milwaukee areas. So they're very, very Americana people in that part of the country. That is, whether they call it the heartland for a reason.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And everybody has to lean on each other in those smaller towns. Well, I mean, not that Kansas City is a small town, but, in the communities that surround it, it's much more rural farmers, people who lean on each other all the time. And, that's what they're there for. And if they don't have you, you don't have them, and they all fail,
Yeah.
So when they celebrate and do these types of things, they all come together and they know how to have a spirit of community that you're just not going to get in a Silicon Valley type environment where everyone's stuck behind a computer all day making money hand over fist.
No, exactly. The continental city dweller is not anything like the salt of the earth heartland for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's just two different worlds. I mean, you can be a mover and shaker in New York City and have no clue how to change a tire. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. Whereas that, guy who can swap out your tire in 30 seconds flat also, is never going to make it on Wall Street. So everyone's got their advantages and disadvantages across the country, and they've all got their different flavors, and it's just such a diverse country. As we always talk about it, not only geographically, but culturally. And it's amazing to have all these people over here enjoying this stuff. And I've noticed this distinct lack of these types of videos coming out of Canada. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't.
I'm not seeing them.
Yeah, well, I don't think Canada is really a cultural hotspot anymore. I think Canada is I think the country is very depressed. It's hard to make Americans depressed. Even when we were going through the Dust Bowl and the, Black Friday and all of that, like most everybody was still like, well, we're still in America. We'll get her done somehow. And that's just not Canada's attitude. Canada seems very subdued as of late.
Yeah, they seem jealous right now, straight up like angry jealous about America. Like, they brag about how when you go overseas, a lot of Americans just say they're Canadian because it's that much easier. Or like, oh, they go somewhere and people are skeptical of them and they say, hey, we're not American, we're Canadian. And they're like, oh, welcome in with our open arms, right? All of a sudden, that's sort of going on its head. And over the next few years, if you say you're American, you're going to get like just the warmest welcome ever, because that's what we extended to those countries when they came here.
Yeah,
and they're going to go home and talk about it. And, they say, yeah, Canada, whatever. There was that guy from Ecuador who was filming like the downtown center of Toronto, the business center, the hub. And there's just dirt everywhere, the garbage everywhere. The streets are all pockmarked up and gross. And there's homeless people like overdosing on crack right in front of you on the sidewalk. They're just sleeping there, and no one does a thing. And then he talks about how he saw a guy get arrested. He's like wearing a shirt and tie and like totally, like a local just after work. And they arrested him for having an open beer outside. When he's like, I just 2 minutes earlier saw guys like smoking crack out in the open with no problems whatsoever.
Yeah. Yep. Yep, that's they may get some of that when they go to San Francisco or Seattle. Although I do think they did a cleanup in San Francisco, like they did in LA when Xi Jinping came over. But it's really been a blessing that at this time during our 250th anniversary as a nation that we've had this many of our cousins from Europe here to see what their news at home is failing to show them. Their news is just as much propaganda as our news is, and they have even less access to independent news than we do because of the internet censorship over there. And so it's really great for us to reconnect with our cousins from across the pond. It's big. I think it's a big deal for Western society.
It is. It really is. It shows them that, hey, it's not that bad over here. And most of the places where you're going to see guns, you're going to see them in like a place like Texas or whatever, the open carry, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, the West in general. But other states where they open carry, and it makes you feel better. It makes you feel more safe because there's guys that are strapped here. In case something does go down, it's not going to last long because I got 4 people who I completely trust, with guns on their hips.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's cool. Now also Toronto, they had this big festival that was going on outside. It was one of those watch parties, for the people who couldn't go to the game.
Yeah.
And there were thousands of people out there, and they actually canceled it because somebody lit a flare off, which seems, maybe very dangerous in Canada. But if you ever go to like Morocco or, Brazil, anywhere, you're going to see them lighting out flares everywhere in the crowd. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. It just creates some smoke and whatever. Everyone backs away from it. And it's not, people don't get hurt from that on a routine basis whatsoever. It's just something they do during the soccer games to make it all a little more crazy and hectic and fun. But they canceled the whole thing and sent everyone home when that happened. And the people were just like, what are you talking about? Like, we're out here to watch this big party. We got thousands of people, and they just canceled it.
How very Canadian of them.
Yeah. Yeah, right? You drive all the way out there. You can't afford a ticket. You fly there from, halfway across the world. And I don't know. It just is what it is. I'm just really happy to see this dichotomy that people are just loving the way America's going and realizing Canada, they're not what we thought maybe. Maybe it's just not, the paradise we all thought it was.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure Canada reminded them of their home countries quite a bit in the behavior that a lot of the European countries have been treating their cities with. Like, I would imagine they didn't feel as in a foreign land and experiencing a new fun thing as they did coming to America. That's why I often refer to Canada as Syrupians, because they're maple syrup Europeans. That's what they are.
And if you go to Quebec, if you end up in Quebec City, it speaks French. It really could be Europe very, very easily. So it's a very European experience. If y'all don't want to fly all the way over to Europe, go to Quebec City or Montreal, and you'll get a really good taste of Europe in North America. Like, shockingly so.
I don't know if they've kept up the old architecture, but when I was there in the 90s, the architecture it just blew my mind. The old castles with the copper roofs and very, very European looking, absolutely. But they also have European sensibilities, the ones on that part of the country anyway. They're very... That's why they have this anti-U.S. kind of mentality in Canada, the jealousy that you were talking about, that they just have aligned themselves with the globalist European ideas instead of being more like their southern cousins.
And, at the end of the day, they really hate Donald Trump. When we talk about Trump derangement syndrome, which so many people have, Canada has it to a large degree. It's a very liberal country, and so they just don't like America right now. When the president changes, they might like America again, but right now they don't like America. And so, you're going to pick that sentiment up. Oh, you came here from America. You went there first? Why? Ew, you must have hated it. And they're like, no, it was pretty nice. But anyway, one of the things America does do that's kind of crazy is Seattle, they had Pride Night. And of course, during Pride Night, they hosted none other than Iran versus Egypt, two countries where it's death penalty for being gay. You do it once, you die, And it didn't really go over well with the players. They were a little, obviously their governments at home thought it was shocking. The audiences watching them in their countries with gay pride flags everywhere must have been thinking, what is that? Why do they have rainbow flags everywhere? Of course, they don't even know what a rainbow flag is, right? So they have to ask, they find out, and it's like, really? Like, that is what they're doing? They're celebrating man with man? Oh, infidels.
I kind of agree with them. Like, I wish they would have stuck to their guns and not played the match, because there was a couple of threats like, oh, we're not gonna play the match if you do this. And they ended up playing the match anyway. But I hate that we have to defend that nonsense, because we all know that it's woke nonsense, and most people aren't super excited about celebrating that stuff. It's not something that most people want to celebrate. It's something that most people accept. They don't judge people or have a problem with it, but it's the celebration. It's what was the joke that I heard the other day, that basically the punchline is, why is my bank gay? Like, it doesn't it doesn't make a lot of sense. You know what I mean? It's a soccer match. Let's celebrate soccer. How about, the world coming together to celebrate soccer, not some heavy, hot man-on-man action. Let's not celebrate that.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, FIFA made like the Mercedes-Benz Stadium cover up the logo. They made the Levi's, stadium cover up the Levi's. So they lost that sponsorship when they own, the branding of the stadium. They made them kind of go back on that during the FIFA games because they wanted to keep it, quote unquote, pure. But here they didn't have a problem with this at all, and they did let it go forward, which is an interesting take for FIFA. Heck, they were banning the St. George flags with any thing written on them that might be political, which is incredibly common. People take that St. George flag and write messages on them all the time. So what are you going to filter every one of them and figure out which ones are allowed and which ones aren't? Where's that line drawn and who decides it?
Well, clearly the gay line carves out a spot for the pride flag.
Yeah. And they could have picked like, Sweden versus Denmark or something and had it then when nobody would really be so offended by it. But I think it's, in a way, it's almost good that they picked two Islamic countries that would have, where it's punishable by death. It's a capital punishment to be gay, to celebrate Gay Pride Night in, a World Cup. It's kind of ironic.
I don't have any doubt. I don't know how far ahead they knew that those two teams were playing in that match, but I have no doubt that somebody along the line in the decision-making process was like, oh yeah, we're going to put it on that night. If there was any kind of forethought, because that's how the leftists in Europe are.
Yeah.
That's how the leftists in Seattle are. Like, any chance they can dig at somebody that's against their thing, they'll go at them.
Yeah, stick it to them, Like make them go in there and like celebrate Pride, like they did with the Major League Baseball teams. There was some that were petitioning against putting Bible quotes on their hats, and all the hoopla that came up with. But anyway, America did become the first nation in the world to host a FIFA World Cup team and strike that team's country on the same day. So congratulations to America.
Yes, congratulations, USA, USA. USA.
Is that? Do we have to segue there into Iran and all the complications that have come up over the weekend, or should I just leave with maybe a patriotic song like "I'm proud to be an American, where at least I have AC. I won't forget the Brits who died in the heat wave of 2003, and I'll gladly sit down in my room and enjoy that sweet cold air, that hot seas and Europe cope. God bless my frigid air."
I think it is pretty funny that Europe is like, they're so mad that we keep making fun of them for not just installing some air conditioning, that they are now banning people from installing AC.
Well, they're going into homes that I read in the UK and taking out the AC they already have because, quote, they didn't have ceiling fans first. You got to progressively work your way up. You're just going straight to AC. You can't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to open a window. Yeah.
How can anybody take Europe seriously when they do these kind of things?
And for what? What are you going to do? And it was like 104 there. It was hot. Yep. What's it going to do? You took one guy's AC out of his, bedroom window, and now he's sitting in there sweating his butt off. And what did that do for global warming or whatever you want to call it? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing, because China, in the same amount of time it took you to track that guy down and force him to take it out of his home, built 3 coal power plants.
Yeah. Then put them online, fired them up, and we're just sitting here pulling our, it's really funny that people who are so hell-bent on climate change, you're killing manufacturing in your country, moving it to China where it's 10 times dirtier, and you somehow think that it doesn't exist anymore, that it's not a global, right?
Yeah. They're silly people.
Oh, it's incredible. And I'll tell you, we've been doing this left and right thing for a while. Democrats think this, liberals think that. They're no longer liberals. They're no longer Democrats. They're now socialists.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. 66% of them are. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, the Socialist Party, the Socialist this, the Democrat Socialist, Socialist. If you mention Democrats, mention Socialists in the same sentence, always. The far left, the Socialists. The Socialists want this. Mamdani, Socialist. This whole big expansion in New York, with sweeping 3 incumbents that were knocked out for new socialist people to come into office. And I don't even know if we want to get into the full details of that yet, because there's a lot to unpack with it. But some of these people are crazy. They're crazy.
Well, I mean, our country's been on this socialist path for quite a long time. FDR's presidency is often celebrated in the political world, but the reality is that guy created all of the substructure needed for these socialists to come into power. I mean, he himself was a closet socialist. So we've been going down this road for a long time, and I love some of the things that Trump does, but at the end of the day, Trump is a 1990s Democrat, and he has this idea that the government can throw money at things and fix it, and he's not helping the argument. When you come out and argue against socialism, it's hard for people to take you seriously when you're buying up parts of companies with government money, and it's hard to make that argument.
Yeah.
It makes
I like how you called him a 90s Democrat.
Yeah. Well, that's what he is. It's what he's always been.
No, you're right. You're right. He would fit if it was 1990. He'd be a Democrat. He'd be pretty popular, and everyone would support him. You know, we'd be on here ripping about him.
Yeah, like we've gone a long way down this socialist road, and we've opened up the door to letting all of these people come into our country from places where socialism is the norm, and so you add that to the mix, and it's no wonder that you get three communists winning in New York City.
Yeah, and all over the country as well. I mean, it's not just New York City. This is spreading to many different places, and it is now the new core of the Democratic Party. They're the future. They're holding the power. They're pushing people like Schumer down the tubes. Hakeem Jeffries came on during one of their victory parties, and he was, making a speech like he was all happy about what was going on, and they booed him and said, "You're next. We're coming for you." And then he immediately changed his tune and became, a little supportive of them because he knows that they're coming for him if he doesn't hold the line. And a lot of people out there are going to be in that boat politically. If you don't kowtow to these guys, then they're going to come after you, and they're going to come after you hard because they're socialists. That's what they do. They take you out. Look what they're doing to Donald Trump, or what they had done to Donald Trump before he got elected. It was just warfare, They don't play around.
No, and they will use political power where sometimes I think legitimate conservatives won't. They won't use the power of the government to defend us from the communists, and so I don't know. It's a little scary what's going on. I mean, you got places. I guarantee you right now, you can go to any decent-sized city. Excuse me, in any red state, and you're going to find a communist on one of their government boards. I guarantee it. Boise is the closest example to me that I'm aware of. They are constantly fighting with the city council in Boise because they elected this socialist group of individuals into that local government. Enough leftists band together and got these people elected, and they're always fighting. The state is always fighting against Boise, just like Portland is always fighting with the rest of Oregon.
Yeah, except for the city of Portland is big enough to control the rest of the state.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whereas Greater Idaho is not going to get rolled by one city council. Greater Idaho knows how to govern its people. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's really the only time you notice it in Boise, from what I understand, is this time of year during Pride Month. There's a lot of rainbow flags in Boise this time of month. Anywhere there's a university, you have that problem.
Well, and it's not necessarily a problem. It's fine. I have no problem with it as long as you don't shove it in my face, and you keep it out of the schools. Stay away from the kids with that stuff. Yeah. But I don't care. I mean, if you want to have a pride parade, go for it. I've been to some pride parades, I've gone out. It was a fun afternoon. I remember some band we wanted to see who happened to be playing at a pride parade. And it was worth it to go there and see the concert, for sure. Few uncomfortable moments, but, me and my straight friend, we just held hands real tight and got through it.
Well, I mean, 15, 20 years ago, when I went to Pride parades and Pride festivals, or whatever, it was much more like a block party then.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
this was in Idaho, so I mean, Idaho has their community, but it was much more like, like you said, there was a concert, there was food vendors. Yeah, sure, everybody was dressed in rainbow, but nobody was walking around naked or in dog masks and collars. That wasn't a thing yet. Like, this new wave of it that we're seeing come now is much more overtly about like normalizing kink and sexual fetishes, and that is just, I think that's, I don't think the rest of America is down with that. I think that's why the people I know that are in the LGB community, like people who are of that persuasion, they aren't much for a lot of this stuff. They're the ones that are in my age group. They don't really like it, because all they struggled for back from way back was to be treated like a normal person, not to be a party freak. That wasn't their goal.
Yeah. I remember an Onion headline. To this day, I remember this. It was so funny. It was about 95, going back that far, from the Onion. And the headline was, Gay Pride Parade sets back gay movement 20 years. Right?
Yeah.
And those quotes from ordinary people are like, I was just out with my family. We heard about this parade. We thought we'd go see it. And holy cow, I didn't know gays were like that at all. I thought they were just like you and me.
Yeah, and that's the people who just wanted to be normal and be allowed to live with their partner and have a normal life. Those people are just as disgusted with a lot of this stuff as the corporatization of it and all, and
yeah,
it's not good. It became a mass product to push, and I don't think that's the kind of message you want to be pushing, like you said, to kids, because it all eventually ends up in front of their face one way or another.
And there's a lot of healthy gay men and women out there who may have been very feminine or very masculine when they were 14 years old, but I bet they're thanking their lucky stars that some creeped out liberal didn't come and try to convince them that they were actually in the wrong body.
Oh, yeah. I've heard some of the detransitioner stories. We've covered a few of them on my other podcast on Wednesdays, and it's terrible what they've done to some young gay kids. It really is. It ruined their lives, and I don't know. I don't know if anybody will actually ever pay for that.
Yeah, it's almost like the grooming gangs, and it's like the victims sort of, they're just going to be shushed, quieted down, made to be the victim, the evil ones. There's one famous girl who detransitioned, and she goes and speaks at different events, and I mean, she's treated like a monster. They hate her guts for speaking up that, hey, I was rushed into this, and now the damage is done. I can never put it back.
Yeah, and those the Trantifa types that attack her are not exactly the most sane or calm individuals. They're very dangerous, despite their weird look and abnormal behavior. They're very dangerous people. I mean, a lot of them have been involved in some of the most violent events in our nation in the last decade. I mean, we look at Charlie Kirk's murder. That guy was clearly involved with that side of the community, and they they are not well, and it's a shame, but hopefully some of that stuff has been pushed back on enough by Trump coming into power and taking it out of the government that we can turn it around as a culture. I think the possibility for that to be fixed is definitely there. I don't know about the Iran situation, but I think the cultural rot, I think we can actually do something about that.
Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, there's one candidate in particular that will be very, very likely the next congressperson from the 13th district of New York. Okay. Her name is Daraliza Avilia Chevalier. Okay. Not AOC, but DAC. Okay, we're start calling her DAC, and she doesn't think there should be police, right? She shouldn't have anyone go to jail. No jails. Veterans are war criminals. She said the F word about Kamala Harris and said Joe Biden's a rapist. Okay. I'll quote here from Bill Maher the other night. She makes AOC look like LOL times WTF. She said, good news, if you're a Democrat with a Nazi tattoo, you're no longer the weird one. She also said the United States, the country she's running to be part of, is occupied native land, and says the country's America is a blanking disgrace. During the oath of office, she's going to take a knee. And she's not too crazy about white girls, who she calls ugly colonizer women. And she says black men and Arab men fetishize ugly colonizer women, to which the Kardashians wrote back, blank you. I don't know. Nice joke. I probably didn't execute it as well as you would have. But, yeah, no, all that's the truth, right? She's whacked in the head. She's going to be the next congressperson. America's a disgrace. And when she takes the oath of office, she's going to take a knee. And so someone has put forward a legislation that would say if you don't wholeheartedly take the pledge, the oath of office, you don't get to be part of the office. If you can't swear allegiance to the Constitution, you can't be a congressperson. And I don't know, maybe that's a way to stop people like this. Say, hey, you're an avowed communist. You're here to destroy the country. You can't be part of the government.
I think it's pretty clear that she is a communist, and I believe there is a law on the books that we could very much use to arrest her under. And we made communism illegal in this country in the 50s. It absolutely is illegal to be a communist, and we should probably bring a little bit of McCarthyism back. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with allowing people like her to take positions of power in our government. I'm not okay with it. And if that makes me an authoritarian because I want to arrest this lady and kick her out of the country, so be it. Call me an authoritarian. I don't care. Like, this lady would gladly lock me up in a gulag and toss away the key. There is no way she should be in any position of power over me.
Mm-hmm. And if you've seen the Democrat Socialist platform, they want to do things like basically give Congress all the power, make the presidency and the Supreme Courts and all courts subject to their jurisprudence, so subordinate to them, and push all that power into Congress, where then they can control that body. And again, how many Supreme Court justices do you want? Day one, first thing they're going to do, Democrats in general, not just the socialists, but all of them, the commies, socialists, the Democrat, all of them are going to nuke the filibuster day one, hour one. Within a couple days, they're going to expand the court. And I'm just talking about the next election, right? The midterms coming up. If they win power, this is what they'll do. They're going to nuke the filibuster, and they're going to pack the Supreme Court. They're going to add a couple states. They're going to do a bunch of radical things that will change the government forever. It's going to happen day one. So, Trump is saying it's the end of our country if that happens. We always say this next election is the most important election of our lifetimes. And man, do they ever give us a reason every single time to think that? It's wild. How do we stop that? How do you counter that?
I don't know. I don't know that we can actually stop some of these guys from getting elected, but I know from what the data says, what the information out there says, is that if Trump can get this war in Iran ended before midterms, they have a shot of maintaining one of the houses. If he's unable to keep one of the houses, though, I don't think we can stop him. At the end of the day, our elections are still very precarious, especially in West Coast and East Coast states. So it really is a matter of we got to have some action at the top. We got to have Trump do something that brings back on board the people that just want to burn it all down.
Yeah, and it's funny. I posted a clip from the Postmaster General the other day talking about how one of Trump's new executive orders requires every state to send a list of their eligible voters to the post office, who can then vet it before sending them out, before mailing them. And he's saying, look, if you don't send us the list, we're not going to mail anything. And so the U.S. Postal Service is essentially standing ready to say, look, California, send us a list or we don't mail out your ballots. If you want to send them all out FedEx, you can do that. But we're not going to mail them for you. So, but if you want to drop $20 a ballot just to get them out, which they probably would in California, they'd probably use FedEx.
Yeah, they would, conjure up the money from somewhere, steal it from something, and pay for it. I'm sure they would.
Yeah, and FedEx would run commercials and seminars forever about how they successfully nailed the delivery of, 30 million packages overnight in the state of California all at once.
Yep.
Visited every single home in the state in one day. Miracle stuff, folks, miracle stuff. But either way, it draws a big line out there, folks. Get in line, do it right, or we're going to come down on you, man. It's the way it's got to be, and we can't let them in the Philippines, do this crazy stuff that's going to just completely overhaul the way America works as a democracy, as a republic. But on that note, we've got to go to break. This is the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. We'll be back with more right after this.
All right, we're on radio break.
All right.
Yeah. The postmaster thing was kind of a genius move because the presidency does control that, and so it'll force them into a bind. I hope he sticks to his guns on it. I really do. I'm concerned more specifically as far as the elections go, like of people just the people that he got to come out in 24. A lot of them were low propensity voters, and a lot of them were first-time Republican voters. And I don't know if he solidified their support. In fact, I think the war in Iran and the gas prices, specifically the cost of living, is really hurting him. It's really hurting him in bringing those people to the ballot box. All they have to do is stay home, and the Democrats will win. And that's my concern. It's not so much that they'll go vote
it's a real risk.
The disillusionment of that group was already pretty strong, and it's. I understand all the different arguments from all the different sides, but it's just it looks to the uninformed like same old, same old.
Yep. Oh, I don't doubt it, man. It's and it's not as easy. I think he opened a bag of worms he thought would be easier to, put back together. Right?
Well, yeah.
Because it's still, like, even to this day, there's still, like, out of nowhere the other day, they just shot at a cargo ship or whatever, some oil tanker. Just, casually. Why not?
It is a memorandum, not a treaty. So.
Right.
You have to look at it that way,
Exactly.
It's basically an agreement to come to an agreement. That's all it is at this point. And so,
but if it works, even to some extent, that's still better than nothing.
Hey, if we get a situation where we could just be like, all right, well, you guys don't want to work it out. We're going to leave. We're going to, have this memorandum on file. And, if you shoot any rockets at anybody like Israel, we'll just drop some bombs on you. If that's the way we deal with them for the next 3 or 4 years, it's better than some ground invasion. But at the end of the day, people are it's the people that don't really understand geopolitics. They don't understand power dynamics. They don't understand security agreements and trade routes. All they understand is they get up in the morning and the gasoline is more expensive than it's been in a long time, and they can't afford to get to work. That's all they understand. And that is such a devastating thing for midterm voting.
Yeah, and when you're dealing with international things, it's always complex.
Yeah.
It's never going to be like, okay, we're going to sign this today, and it's as good as a contract for you leasing my car outside right now, or truck outside. Once you give me the deposit, we're good to go. It don't work that way in international affairs. Ever.
No.
There's diplomacy. There's, the sword rattling and the whole thing. And no matter what, there will always be some faction that's against it. Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Even of best intentions.
Well, that's the biggest thing we're dealing with Iran right now is the IRGC is not on the same page as the people that Trump's negotiating with.
Yeah.
The IRGC wants to hold the U.S. more strictly to, they want control of the strait when this is all done. They want be able to charge their fees. And
30 seconds.
The guys he's negotiating with are like, oh, well, we can talk about this stuff. And they're like, no, we're not talking. We're going to bomb something. And, then we're back to bombing each other.
Yeah. And
can you guys hear me right now?
Yeah, can hear you good.
You hear me? Do I sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
A little windy.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Here's your
I
countdown.
was walking through a hell of wind there.
5.
I just wanted to make sure that was
4, 3, 2, 1, and you're back live and on the radio side right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show, Sunday night edition, where we like to have a little fun, get into all the news, everything going on in the world, and I don't know, bring you up to date on everything before we have to go back to work tomorrow. I know most of you have to work tomorrow. Normally don't say that, that 4-letter word on the radio, but it's a truth. It's a reality. So, have you seen that Obama's presidential center is kind of up and running now? Everyone's out there doing their thing.
I did see some pictures, yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful.
Well, you can say that. Doesn't mean it's true, but you can say it.
What was he thinking? What was he thinking to make something that reminiscent of a trash can? Just right out in the open, in the world of memes.
It's reminds me of the Russian brutalism of the Soviet Union. That's what it reminds me of. Very, very expected and on brand for Obama, who is a, secret closet commie.
Precisely. I mean, that's not a coincidence. It's meant to look that way. That's what he admires. That's what he likes. He wants that minimalist communist, block tower. If we really need to, we can turn it into a gulag.
Right.
Right? Yeah. Here's the problem, though. There are a number of contractors that have not been paid, and they went out of their way to find black contractors in the city to use. And so a ton of influential, wealthy people are watching their lives go on the tubes in Chicago because they worked on the one contract that they were most proud of in their whole life. Barack Obama's presidential center. You know what I mean? They got that gig and they were like, oh my God, I can't believe I get to lay the foundation for this building. And then poof, they're all getting stiff now. I mean, obviously not all of them, but you get my point. A bunch of them are getting stiffed and it's putting them out of business.
Yeah.
They got examples of people that are laying people off and stuff because they didn't get paid from their Obama gig. That's unbelievable.
I don't find it as shocking as you do. I mean, Obama's always been a grifter. He's always been a thief.
Mm-hmm.
He's never really followed through on most anything except for blown up kids by drone. So yeah, I mean, to me, it's not really that unexpected. I do believe there was another Democrat president whose presidential library had similar issues. I don't remember if it was I can't remember which one it was, but anyway, this is just on brand for the kind of person Obama is. Like, he doesn't care. He didn't actually care about workers. He wants to be in the elite. He doesn't want to be down with the construction workers. That's not his people.
But then, like, why even go out of your way to make sure they were all black? You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to just stiff them at the end, just hire a bunch of white guys you don't care about, you know?
That's what you would think, but then, you know, it's then you didn't hire black people, and the black people get mad at you, the other elite black people, because that's how it works, even though they don't really care about the black construction worker either. But it's you know, the virtue signaling, the liberal virtue signaling. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where the racial discrimination in hiring actually works out to the advantage for the white man.
Yeah. Well, I can honestly say anybody who took that contract expecting to get paid was just a silly person.
Yeah, but they interviewed some people out in front of the Obama presidential library. So let's hear what they had to say.
Oh, it's not playing.
Uh-oh, you can't hear it? Okay.
Nope.
Basically, they're asking them to name Barack Obama's greatest achievement. And she's like, gosh, you caught me off guard. You caught me off guard. Another one is, he was black.
Yeah, well, I guess that is an accomplishment, I guess.
Accomplishment, yeah, it's an achievement. You know, you lived, you made it through your 20s without, you know, getting caught up in all that gang stuff, I guess. That's something.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's brutal stuff. You know, they're asking people there. They just, you know, they're coming out of there. You just visited the center. What's his biggest achievement? And you don't know.
I mean, right off the top of my head, just from growing up and going through the Obama years, like Obamacare, guys, that was his big thing.
Yeah.
Obamacare. Like,
yeah.
even if it didn't help anybody, at least you know that that's the thing you can say, right?
Yeah.
It's so indicative.
It sucked. For me, Obamacare was the end of me having health insurance for a few years, right? Just because it was so ungodly expensive, the fine was cheaper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, many people had that. Yep.
Yeah, and I was healthy as could be then, and you know, I wasn't really too worried about, like, you know, major stuff. But hey, I had insurance. I was paying it up to that point. But then I canceled. You know, my thing got canceled because of Obamacare. And then when I went to go find a new one, it was literally 5 times more expensive. You know, it went from being a few hundred a month to being like over 1,000. Like, you know, between 1,000 and 1,500 a month were my options. And I'm like, you know, paying an $800 mortgage on my car back then, or on my house. Right. So you want me to pay 1.5 times my mortgage for health insurance. Yeah. So you can, you know, give transgender surgery for free or whatever else, you know? No, thank you.
No.
So it made it impossible. But yeah, that is probably his biggest achievement. If I were to be generous to him and think of something he did that, you know, was decent, I don't know, I'm too far removed from it, but I'm sure he did a few things that, you know, weren't like completely horrible. To be nice.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I mean, he gave a lot of really good speeches, but most of his presidency was like essentially a continuation of Bush's foreign policy with DEI at the centerpiece of his communist local home agenda. So, I mean, he was the greatest. Obama was the guy who I voted for the first time. And after seeing everything that he did, I was like, oh, they're all liars and fake. I'm never voting for anyone ever again. I didn't vote again until 2024.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And that was
only discouraging too, you know?
It was only because of Kamala that I voted for Trump. I was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to let that lady win. No way.
Yeah, it used to be a thing, man. I mean, Obama really just made me really realize how horrible it is to pay the government as much as we do and what they do with it, and the exact just levels of just waste, fraud, and abuse that happens in our federal government, that we could do everything good we do today with like 10% of the budget. 90% of it is for either very bad things or things that we could do better privately or in some other way. It's waste, fraud, and abuse. The suburbs of Washington, D.C. are the wealthiest places in the country. Every last one of them, just money on top of money. Because they're sucking on the tit. They're getting it. They're not even getting it in the tit. They're up in the stomach, just pumping it right out before it, ever even becomes milk. They're getting it. All they can. They're milking it dry. And it's, vile. It's horrible to see. And, it's the best government money can buy.
Very true. Very true.
And it has been bought. Sadly, it's true. I mean, we need to really just get so much money out of the government. We need to cut so much power from the federal government, bring it back to the states, bring it back to the counties even, and just get rid of this beast that overrules us all with so much of a hammer, But I digress. Folks, we're running out of time here for the first hour, so we're going to go take a break. This is the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show, and we'll be right back after these messages.
All right. Good going. Great first hour.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Obama was led to a lot of disillusionment. There was a lot of folks that Obama ruined.
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as their political belief in the political system, a lot of people in my age group voted for Obama and then never voted again. It's just we saw it for what it was at that point. Like he talked a great game. I don't really know if people really. I think that's probably his greatest gift is his ability to give a rousing speech. The guy really knew how to hit all of the talking points that scared everybody. Like, if we don't vote for this guy, man, things are never going to change. And man, and he got the black vote out in numbers that we've never seen since. It was really impressive what that guy was able to do, politically speaking. And for him to just like completely turn against the entire country was disheartening for a lot of people. A lot of people really I think the way things are going in this second Trump term, there's a lot of young people that feel the same way. Like the young voters is the ones that came out hard in 2024. The young vote is really what's hurting right now. There's a lot of fear mongering about their future out there, and a lot of them are really worried about their future, and they feel like Trump's the last chance they had. It's sad that there's a whole group of people that feel that way in this country, but unfortunately, it is.
All right, guys, I am going to switch us over to the next room, and hopefully we can get Willie back in there with us. All right? We'll be right back with more Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show.
As you saw with the communists elected in New York City recently, the communists in that.
That was the first hour. Coming up is the second, final hour, and hopefully we will have our boy, the one and only Willie. Let me get us up and rolling here in just a sec. There we go. John. Doc. Willie. Where's that Willie at?
Oh no, I lost my.
The one who is film the transgender mutilation. Hmm. God damn.
Uh-oh, what happened now?
Well, I'm trying to use a short to do a clip from, but it's like I can't move the thing around. I can only play it and like play it in its conclusion and then maybe replay it or something. I don't get it. It's not like the rest of YouTube. Oh.
No, they always move on. They have an auto play the next one feature. What quote are you trying to play?
Trump saying that he'd make the greatest communist of all time.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that. Funny enough, plenty of libertarians would agree with you.
Our buddy Veterans Radio razzing us about "Oh Canada." He's in Canada. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He gets it. You know. Uh-oh.
Oh, look at it. It's a Willie.
Hey. Hey. Comes Willie.
I man.
Uh-oh.
I've been hacked, man. I hacked in. Ha!
Well, don't share those photos with everyone.
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, we in the right room now, right?
Yeah. We sure are.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Hey, I was just waiting to make sure, man, before I hacked in.
Before you hacked in.
Yeah, man.
You know, this is the same one that we use during the week for the weekly meetings, too, right? That you never come to.
Yeah, no, I don't know nothing about that, man.
Yeah. I know everybody gets the email. It's sent to your Gmail. Your website.
Yeah, no, hey man, I get my my website gets full up with people wanting to ask questions and wanting pictures of my feet and all kind of stuff, man.
Know that.
Hey, there's this one girl, man. Hey, lady, I don't know. She's her name is Wanda, and Wanda, she is the biggest buyer of my feet pictures. And then I got a guy, man. His name is Brandon. And Brandon, he buys all my chumderware for catfish fishing, man. My chumderware, he likes the ones with the corn in them, man. Hey, and for all y'all out there that don't know, hey, I'll sell y'all some chumderware, man. I got a stockpile.
That's just wrong. That's wrong. It's gross.
Well, thank God we're not on the air because you're not allowed to, advertise that particular item anymore.
Yeah, well, man, I thought you censoring me is what you're doing, man. Yeah. Censorship. That's what it is, man. Censorship.
That's why you can't be on the show next week.
Yeah, and next week. What's going on next week?
Well, it's not about you, Willie. Don't worry about
it. Oh, I would have turned that around. Too bad David Hogg's not here. No, we're taking we're taking Wednesday and Sunday off.
Wait, what? Wednesday and Sunday?
Yeah, not this Sunday.
What y'all doing that for?
What? Otherwise, we wouldn't be on right now. All right.
What y'all doing that for?
Sunday the 5th, we will not be on.
What kind of holiday is it?
The 4th of July.
July 5th.
The hungover day.
Yeah, and people have to travel, because, it's hard for CS to get from the bottom of the mountain to the top of the mountain. All right? Through the woods.
Well, you're going to be all hungover eating leftover hot dogs.
Yeah, hey, I don't make no sense, man. Hey, it just don't. People traveling, that's when they want to listen to us, man. Hey, that's all right, though.
Anyways, 30 seconds and we're back on air.
Yeah, no, hey, cause me and John, we got our own radio station. He didn't tell you about that. Come on. Hi, and Doc 69 too. Hey, Doc 69. Hello.
Is that one of those Drake and Gus productions? Anyways, here's your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're live and on the radio side for the second hour right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hour 2 of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show for Sunday night, June 28th, 2026. Yes, we are almost up on one of the greatest days of our lives, folks. The 4th of July, 250-year anniversary of the United States coming up next week. And I, for one, am all about it. But tonight, let's talk to somebody who has been a guest on here for a while, and we've slowly, over the last year or so, watched him devolve into what we call Trump derangement syndrome. He's only in the first few phases, and so we're trying to kind of walk him down. But we've got for you tonight the owner of Willie's Worm Farm, Willie's Cricket Emporium, and he sells pea jugs too. We got Willie Lee with us tonight. How you doing, Willie?
Hey, how y'all doing tonight? Come on.
Doing good.
Doing great. Good to have you.
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, and for all y'all out that don't know, man. Hey, we also are we broadcasting live also on the Willie's Worm Farm Roundtable Radio Show, man. Hey, and I got with me here live. Yeah. No. Hey, I got here with me live.
Number 9.
Yeah, no, hey, from the German Football League, man. Hey, he is promoting my worm hot dogs and my pea jugs and my cricket flour. Here he is, man. Hey, say hello to them folks. Hello. Ich bin promoting Willie's Warm Hot Dogs und Grillenmehl. Sind die besten in der Welt. Und außerdem sind sie sehr gesund für dich. Und die deutschen Football-Nationalmannschaft ist auch die beste. Yeah, all right. Hey, yeah, thank you, man, for Willie, that endorsement, man. We appreciate it.
That sounded a lot like you. I don't think that was real. That just was you talking, wasn't it?
Was that just your impression?
Yeah, no, that was a real endorser, man. He can come now, man. I'd bring him back, but he left, man. Oh, look at him. I promised him a case of worm hot dogs and a free pea jug if he would do that, man. And he come on and done it too. Hey, there's y'all heard about all that soccer that's going on, man. They got soccer that's going on, all across the world, man. Hey, and they got Germany, man. Germany is going to play Paraguay tomorrow, and they're going to do it in Boston, I think, man. Yeah, Germany versus Paraguay. Hey, in Brazil and Japan.
It's called Paraguay.
Paraguay. Yeah, Paraguay.
Well, I'm not even going to try to teach you to speak about Uruguay.
Yeah, no, you're a gay.
You're stepping on Paraguay that part. No, it's Uruguay.
No, man. Hey, they got the Irish folks, man. They drank Boston. They drank Boston out of business. And Germany is going to play Boston tomorrow. They're going to double drink them out of business. Hey, the thing is they trying to do is they trying to sell them this Bud Light and Budweiser and stuff, and they don't like that stuff, man. It's swill. What they calling it? They calling it swill. They want some heavy duty stuff, man. Hey, and what I done here, I told y'all what I done. Hey, y'all know I got Willie's rocket juice, and I make that myself on the farm. And I don't put it in no plastic jugs, man. I put it in glass jugs, and I send that stuff
They're
up.
pea jugs.
Yeah, no,
they're recycled pea jugs.
Yeah, but the glass ones, man, because they're better than the plastic ones, man. Hey, I done made a gazillion dollars, a lot of money off of sending my Willie's rocket juice up there to Boston, man. Hey, and that's why.
So you're going to stop asking me for money now?
Yeah, no, hey, I'm coming. Hey, I got something for you, man. Hey, look at him. Yeah, no, hey, no.
Willie, do you tell them it's made from monkey pea? Because isn't it made from monkey pea in your distillery?
That's a secret ingredient, and it's not made from it. It's only an additive, man. It helps with
flavor
the
additive.
I think you should have to put that on the label, though.
Yeah, no, hey,
made from monkey piss.
It does. No, it says on the label, it says specially fermented with a family recipe. That's what it says, man. Instead
made
of using
from monkey piss.
Yeah,
that's what it should say.
Yeah, but that's that's what they call proprietary.
I think Matt might be upset with you taking that.
Proprietary, man. That's proprietary information. Matter of fact,
I just told everybody on the radio. We've been talking about it for years. Proprietary. Yeah. Everybody here knows what it is.
Yeah, but man, it's proprietary. It's a secret. It's what it is, man. I'm telling you, a secret.
Yeah, I'm sure the radio listeners aren't going to tell anyone.
Folks ain't supposed to know that.
That's
man.
true. Our audience would never tell on you. That's a good point.
No, they're
honest folk.
Yeah, this is you got I ain't gonna lie, you got the greatest audience out there, man. They can keep a secret. They can doggone sure. They can doggone
I can prove it right now.
Secret, man.
Willie, what's your ATM code? You can go ahead and tell us right now, because nobody is going to come steal your wallet. Our people are good people.
Oh yeah, no, man. Hey, y'all can. Hey, anybody out there want to write down my debit card number, man, and deposit some money into my account? Y'all can do that, man. Y'all send me a letter to my website at WillieLeeV@gmail.com, man. Hey, and I can give you my credit card, my debit card number, and the little number that goes on the back and everything, man. Hey, y'all write it down, man. Hey, here's the number right here, and y'all can send me some money to this account, man. It's 4856984321049, and the number on the back is 401. 401. That's the number on the back, man. And y'all want to send me some money? Hey, look at him. And I sell worm hot
Willie,
dogs.
don't forget the expiration date. What's the expiration date?
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it. It says 12. What's that say? I gotta get my glasses, man. It says 12/1 of 2028. Yeah, that's what it says, man. 2028.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
hey,
that's good for people to know. And then, just for safety, tell them your zip code that's associated with your card, just to make it safe.
Oh yeah.
So no one has issues sending you money.
A whole new RV.
Yeah, it's 550894, and my social security number. Hey, if y'all need my social security number, man, hey, I can give that to you. Yeah, I can give that to you too, because hey, I'm trying to build my credit too, man. And like if somebody was to take out a credit card to my name or something, man, that help my credit go up, man. Hey, my social security number is as follows: it's 458944330.
I'll tell you, Willie, in the past. The old me would have stopped you from giving all that information out. The old me would have stopped you in your tracks a while ago. But the new me, I feel good to just let you do that, Willie, because that's the best way to build up your credit score. Is to give out your social security number and your credit card information to the whole audience. Because they're honest, good people, and they're going to send you the money.
Yep, they are, man. Hey, look at him. Oh, man, I can already feel it now. Cha-ching, 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 man. We gonna get, and every dollar that is sent to me is going to be considered an investment in the Willie's Worm Farm, man. Hey, we gonna go big time. Hey, I had a contract with Saul Good, man. Saul Good, he was supposed to have been taking over all my worthwhiles, what I call my worthwhiles. That's all my business contracts, all my movie studio contracts, all my comedian contracts, and all my commercial contracts, and my Bitcoin contract. Hey, that whole Bitcoin thing, man, he done got into that. But hey, uranium. I got uranium on my property, and Saul Good is he's mining uranium steady, man. And
well, that explains a lot.
Yeah. Hey,
nice.
We got a contract. We drawed it up, and he was going to get a portion, and I was going to get a portion. And then he started mining the uranium and stuff, man. And then what he done is he went and tore up the contract, and then he went and drawed up a new contract, and then I tore up that contract, and then I'm gonna draw up another contract. Right now, Saul Good, I got a restraining order against Saul Good. He ain't allowed on the property right now, man. I'm telling you, because Saul Good, he crooked, man, as the day is long. Hey, but
then why do you keep sending your money to him? I don't understand.
No. Hey, and you wouldn't understand. And I'll tell you why. Well, I'm going to tell you why you wouldn't understand. Because you wasn't around way back when John Galt sent Saul Good into my life, man. So he come up here one night. He told me, he said, Willie, I said, what? He said, I got an idea. I said, what's your idea, man? He said, I got this fella. He said, and he is famous. He's a movie producer, and he's a contractor, and he writes contracts, and he helps people out, and he takes control over people's finances stuff, man, and makes them richer and richer. And that was John Galt. John Galt sent that character to me. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, well, you know what? If John Galt sent him to me, then he must be what they call credible. But hey, ever since All Good come... Yeah, no, hey, ever since All Good come into my life, man, I ain't had nothing but misery. I'm telling you. Hey, I had an Aunt Mama Lou. Aunt Mama Lou used to be my sister.
He just prevents you from pissing away your money.
Yeah, no. He says, I asked him, I said, Saul, what about that money I gave you to invest? He said, well, Willie, look at here, it's gone. I'm like, what do you mean it's gone? He said, it's gone. I'm like, what do you mean it's gone? Hey, get out of here. Hey, monkeys, man. They getting all in the trash and they're throwing trash all over the place. Y'all quit. Yeah. Anyway, man, I'm getting sidetracked. Hey, Doc 69. I got a question for you, man.
What's up, Willie?
Hey, I got a question.
Doc,
here's what I want to. Yeah. No. Hey, here's what I want to know. Hey, there is the letter U in the number 4. There is the letter U in the number 14. But how come there is no letter U in 24 or 40, 34? Yeah, 34. No, 40. No, there is not. There is a letter U.
I have no idea.
No, hey, there is a letter U in 24 and 34, but there is no letter U in 40. That's what it is. What happened to the letter U in the word 40? That's what I want to know. Come on.
I have no idea. I don't like words.
Hey,
I bet if you go to London, they spell it with a U.
Hey, you supposed to be the smart one, man. You supposed to be smart.
Words are not my thing, Willie. Words are not my thing. Now, if you ask me where that $40 went, it went to get my cockroaches, and they still haven't showed up.
Yeah, I see there, and that's Saul Good too. Saul Good was supposed to handle all that, and Saul Good did not. come through and handle all that, man. Hey, did y'all hear? Hey, did y'all hear? They finally found out what happened to that reflecting pool up there in Washington. I seen our president. He come out and he said, "Hey, this way he said. He says somebody got in there with a knife and they cut a 350-foot slice into the pool. I mean, I would have never dreamed that for in my life, man. Hey, but that's exactly what happened. After it didn't have nothing to do with him driving his 15,000, 20,000 pound vehicle on it. It had to do with somebody cut it with a knife. Did y'all see that, man? See, I thought it had something to do with him driving his motorcade across it. But they found out, and you can ask any member of the Park Service right now, and they'll tell you that somebody went in there with a razor blade, and they cut 350 feet a slice down the middle of it, and that's how come the thing is peeling, and that's how come it's all green and got algae and everything else in it, man.
Well,
hey,
yeah, I think the algae is a separate, incident. That had to do with algae building up in the lines when it was dry, and then getting sucked back into the pool, and it being a hot day, and yada yada. The algae is a summertime, deal that happens
algae,
there.
Yeah, any standing water is going to get algae in it anyway. I mean, it's outside, but I don't know if I buy that whole knife thing. Maybe, I don't know, but
I
don't know what they should know.
No, it's true, man. Trump said it. It makes it so. It don't matter that they poured gallons and gallons and gallons of peroxide in the pool. That didn't have nothing to do with it, man. It's all because some Antifa vandal went and done what they did, man.
Well, if Trump says...
Well, good for you, Willie. Good for you to admit that.
Hey, Trump, I'm telling y'all, man, Donald Trump don't do no wrong, man. Hey, he gonna get that Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, he gonna get that Strait of Hormuz open. I mean, it was open before we started bombing them and stuff, man. And then they closed it down and they're back and forth about it and everything. But Donald Trump, he's on top of things. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
could be.
You heard America made history by being the first country to host a FIFA game where they later bombed that team, right?
Yeah.
So Iran played in Seattle, and then that same day they bombed Iran. Whereas John McCain would say, bomb, 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 Iran.
That was between Egypt. That's that country they called Egypt, man. Mm-hmm. Hey, and I'll tell y'all something else I didn't know, man. Hey, I just found this out. I was studiorizing it. And what they do, man, is they take different countries and they divide them up according to where they're at in the world. They got like the Asians plays under the Asian League, and they got the Africans, they plays under the African League, and they got the Europeans plays under the European League, and then I guess they got the American.
Is that the different groups?
Yeah, it's all different
the groups they put them in.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like if you look at Iran and Egypt, Egypt, they played in the African League, and Iran played in the Asian League. And I got to studying about Israel, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, now what kind of league is Israel going to be in? Hey, and it turns out Israel ain't in no league. They won't let them play. I was studying up on it, man. Israel played in 1970. The year 1970, Israel played in the Asian League because Europe won't let them in their league, and that's a problem for Israel. Yeah, because it says right here,
Israel's not in Europe. You do understand that Israel is in Asia, though, right? They're not in Europe.
But I'm looking at it, man. Israel seeks to qualify through the Union of European Football Association, whose ranks are so strong that even a solid campaign can become a long shot for the World Cup. So Israel was trying to get into the European League, man, and because they got kicked out of the Asian Football Federation, man. They was ousted from the Asian soccer body in 1974.
If the regional, that would mean they would be playing all the Arab countries and the Gulf states, right? Which I could see that. Yeah, I would see the Gulf states wouldn't want to play them. So they're certainly not going to go to Jerusalem for a away game.
Yeah, but Iran, man, Iran is in the Asian group, and Egypt is in the African group. So I don't know about the rest of them, man. They got all them other countries, man. They got Jordan, and they got the Saudi Arabians, and all these Qatarans and stuff like that. And I guess all them's in the what they call the Asian League, man. Unless they in Africa, then they be the African League.
And our group for that America's end, they played Australia and Turkey so far, and that doesn't seem very geographical, but I'll take your word for it, Willie. You sound like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no.
Are you talking about the qualifying leagues, or are you Yeah, I think he's talking about the qualifying leagues.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
could be.
Yeah. They all broke down into associations, man.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. But, I was trying to map it out in my head, and I was like, well, how does Turkey in an America group? But I get what you're saying now.
Yeah, but I see it, man. I think that Turkey, they probably be in the Asian group, man.
Yeah, I would think, yeah. But is Turkey a NATO country? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're like in between. They're like half Asian, half European.
Yeah, literally, like the border goes through Istanbul, which is, a very small amount of Turkey is in Europe, but they have their foot in the door.
Hey, this is important news, man. Hey, this is the most important thing that I wanted to get at.
We got 30 seconds, Willie.
Get to it. Let's go.
30 seconds, 25 seconds, 20 seconds.
CERN, CERN has shut down today, man. For 4 years, CERN, with their Hadron Collider over in CERN, Switzerland, they have shut down, man. So the next 4 years, we're going to have either good things or bad things that's going to happen. And we just ain't got it all figured out yet, man.
We're going to take a break, folks. We'll be right back after this.
No, flat Earth, man. Hey.
You got it in. Anyways, they're shutting it down to make it bigger.
Yes. Yeah, right now it's 16.7 miles.
Because
16.7 miles.
Because making micro black holes on the Earth is a great idea.
Make macro black holes.
It's a great idea, right?
Oh yeah.
Don't you think that they should be trying to do something like that at the edge of the galaxy? Instead of on our home planet.
Yeah, we're going to have a big hole through the center of the Earth.
No. Once a black hole starts, it keeps growing. You know this.
But it's a particle accelerator.
Right.
I mean, why in the world would anybody fund that or even want to think about making it?
To summon demons. You do things like that to summon demons and,
what are they
extra-dimensional aliens.
Filming microparticles.
Filming them.
and hoping to watch one of them crash into each other.
Wobbly says he's had several black holes. Oh, no.
Blackouts? Blackouts? I've had a few of those.
I got a black hole on my butt, and I got hemorrhoids on it.
We don't need to know that.
Willie told me his girlfriend puts her finger... Well, I won't go there.
Anyways. Are you going to run a special next Sunday, Willie?
You ain't going to have no show next Sunday,
If so, I won't be here.
You said you wasn't going to have a show.
We're not.
So there's that.
Yeah, we're getting a week off, buddy.
Donald Trump got him a Ferris wheel set up for the 250th anniversary state fair, and the Ferris wheel broke down. It started smoking. Yeah. Generators went down. It's like ain't nobody showed up for this thing, man.
Well,
I'm sure it'll be a success.
One of the fairs here had to cancel because they didn't have enough H-2B visas to come work for them.
Oh, my God.
Jeez.
You know, if they had circuses again, you know, like we had when we were kids, they would have the ability to get stuff like that on demand anytime, like from Barnum and Bailey. But no, you know, they don't have stuff like that anymore.
And I mean, the way they take in the money, you scratch your butt, it's $20 at these fairs, you know?
Yeah, or more.
Like, there's some of these vendors that are making like probably 50 grand a day, you know?
That's probably per kid, not including parking, food, and all the other stuff. Oh, man.
No, it's like the kids get in for free, but it's $40 or $50 for the adults. Yeah. And then you got to pay for crap when you get in there.
It's kind of like Disney, right? It's cheaper to go to Willie's Worm Farm. 30 seconds, fellas.
Up in them glory holes.
And yeah.
Glory hole!
Everybody wants to see the college kids yell that. Come on now.
I know I do.
All right, Willie. Look out, cats, dogs, and kids, because here's your countdown. 3, 2, 1, and you are live and on the radio side without 5-4 right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hour 2 of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. Oh, we're getting ready, man. We got a week off. We're going to go enjoy ourselves over the 4th of July. Haven't taken time off in a long, long time, so it feels good to have a little bit of that time, that R&R time coming up here. Folks, we were talking earlier about some of the communists, the socialists, how we never, again, will refer to them as the far left or whatever. They're just, call them what they are, the socialist wing, the socialists that are taking over the Democratic Party. James Carville had a conniption the other day saying, I'm no longer part of this. Bill Maher as well said, my vote is on the table. People, come after my vote. It's available to both sides. When was the last time Bill Maher said that in his life? He never has. James Carville has never considered leaving the Democratic Party. Today he's considering leaving the Democratic Party, or at least forcefully exiling these communist socialists from the party. But guess what? It's too late. You're too old. It's done. You encouraged all this stuff through your entire career. Pretend it wasn't happening. You lied about it time and time again. So guess what? Your party's now the Socialist Party, the Democrat Socialist Party. And I'm all for it. Here's Donald Trump talking about, his thoughts on socialists taking over the country. And, whether or not he may, if he can't beat him, maybe join him, right? So, anyway, here's what he had to say. Hold on one sec.
It's not playing.
I know.
They want to resume the transgender mutilization of our children. They want to restart the war on Christians and churches. And as you saw with the communists elected in New York City recently, the communists are not social democrats. They want to completely destroy the traditional American way of life. Communism is very easy to sell. It destroys everything, but it's very easy. I'll be honest, I think I'd be the greatest communist in history.
Oh, Donald. Silly man.
Don't worry about it. Just pick the house you want. Everybody is free from this point forward. Everybody's going to vote for me. The problem is, after 2 or 3 years, the country is a disaster area. Country fails. It was done. It's so easy to sell. That first year, before you're the most popular, it's happening right now in New York, California. You'll start living in squalor. You'll live in squalor. There'll be no food. No.
If you want a house, just go pick one out.
Yep.
I would be the greatest communist of all time.
Well, that's the thing, right? That's the thing that the communists, they promise you the world, they promise you the moon, and then when you get on the other side of it, it's nothing but gulags and death camps.
Yeah, forced labor camps, all that good stuff. You know, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with forced labor camps, bro?
I mean, if you're Stalin, not much, but if you're the guy in the gulag, it's not very fun. That's for sure. Your favorite left wing artist who sells her jewelry and paintings at the local garden, what do they call it, farmers market. They're not going to be very happy breaking rocks in the gulag or in the cobalt mines.
Mm-hmm. On CNBC, Joe Kernan had on another one of these communists. Here's what he had to ask her.
Where has socialism ever worked, Senator? Is that another question, or is that for the next interview? That's definitely for you. This doesn't work everywhere.
No, it cut out on you.
Oh, you can't hear it?
No, it cut out.
Okay. He's asking her where socialism ever worked, and she says, well, is this a question for the next time I come on? Or, and he says, no. I'm asking you right now, where has it ever worked? And she's just basically says, I think we're done now, and I'll come back and answer that down the road somewhere. And, it's just a simple question. If you're a socialist or communist, hey, where has it worked well? You should be able to point to several examples of where this stuff has really worked. And you can't point to one example where socialism has worked in this planet. The Nazis were National Socialists, not Z. National Z Socialists. Okay? Think about it. You're running around calling everybody Nazis, but you're socialists. You have half the Nazi thing in your title, whereas we've got none of that. Capitalist, freedom, small government, limited powers. That's not Nazi. That's the opposite of it. We're not calling for bigger government. You guys, you communist, socialist party are. And that's the difference. And that has made all the difference.
Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem that we're going to have to face, unfortunately. We're going to have to convince a whole generation of young people that capitalism is going to provide for them because right now they're concerned that it's not going to. I think the funniest thing is anytime a communist comes along and uses an example where they say communism or socialism worked, every one of those examples is actually an example of a communist or socialist country adopting some capitalism to help keep their system alive. That's the crux of the argument right there.
Yeah, you run out of other people's money. Like Trump was saying, hey, I can make it free, right? We can give everybody free room, free house. Just go pick out a house, right? Go down the road, pick out a house. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because somebody's going to say, hey, dude, that's my house, actually. Thank you for the opportunity, but no, that's my house. And I'm not going to, give up so easily. Thank you very much. But, yeah, anyway, in other news, the King of England just officially announced that he is now no longer the protector of the Church of England. He is now the protector of religion in general, right? Okay, the King of England is no longer saying that he is going to be affiliated with the Church of England. This is 1,000+ years of history being pissed out the window here, folks. Literally, it's insane. Yeah. You're going to flip this on its head. Granted, you're the king; you can do what you want. But I don't know, man. That just seems outrageous. What do you think, Doc?
Well, I think they need a new bloodline on the throne in England, personally. But anything short of that is it looks like the royal family that is currently there has decided to embrace not communism, but we got stuck on that. But embrace Islam.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, he's kowtowing to it.
Yeah, if King of England is going to embrace Islam, Well, that right there, I think, breaks the tie that binds the British people to that bloodline, because the Church of England is, since the time of Henry VIII, has been the king is the head of the Church of England, and if he's renouncing that for other religions, that's like I don't think people really understand how theologically important it is that the King of England is the head of the king of the church. Like it's very
he was ordained. He's ordained by God to be in that role. It's like the Pope almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you go back 100, 200 years, questioning him was like questioning God. Correct. Because God appointed him, and he's the head of the church. He's the, so to give that up and nonchalantly do it, just, hey, by the way, new side note, no big deal, guys. Hey, I'm no longer the head of the Church of England. It's all going to be just, head of all religions and prosperity and religions and diversity, because that's our real strength, right? You're talking 1,000 years of history pissed out the window here, and nobody had a debate about it. Nobody said, hey, do we want this? And I disagree with one major thing you said, and I think when I say this, you'll say, oh, gosh, no, I agree with you 100%, which is they don't need a new line, a family. They need to get rid of the royalty altogether. They don't need it. It doesn't do anything for, England to have a monarchy.
Right? Yeah, I actually disagree. I actually disagree. I think England very much culturally needs a king or a queen on the throne. Even if it's just a cultural representation of who they were as a people, I think it's absolutely necessary for them to maintain their heritage. I do.
Okay. All right. Well, I respect that. I just personally, I think they could, revamp the whole thing and just take our Constitution and implement it word for word. For the most part, and they would be taking on the best of our government without taking on all the crap we've layered on it for 250 years that makes it so broken, But
yeah, our system is pretty much based off of their system. It is very similar. They don't have the Constitution and things like that, but I just, the way that I see England going, they're shunning everything that is their heritage, and seeing it from the king is just so disheartening.
And that
truly is.
That all goes back to Henry VIII, because Henry VIII was the one that separated from the Roman Catholics and said, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to be the head of this, and I'm going to appoint the Archbishop of Canterbury as the religious leader, even though I am endowed with all this."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know. It's a mess over there anyways. It really is. They just released this report from Rupert Lowe talking about the 250,000 kids over there that were molested, raped, grooming gangs over the last so many years, and how the government turned a blind eye to it. Now we're finding out that in Sadiq Khan's London, there's 4,000 cases that were prematurely closed. They basically just closed about a half of, I think it was out of 8,000 or 9,000. I'm sorry, out of 12,000 reports. 4,000 of them were just shut down immediately with no look, no investigation, no nothing. And now looking into that and saying, you sat here in front of the House of Lords or whatever it is there, and, swore under oath that all this is taken care of. It wasn't there. There are no cases. We've looked into everything. And now a precursory look over it finds 4,000 that were just shut down with no cost. So it's out there, man. It's happening. It's real. And London, England, you got a problem, folks. You got a problem over there. Wake up to it. Or, you're going to be looking at America with jealousy as we're 10 years behind you. If we keep, going down the pendulum of left and right. The next Democrats in this country are going to, I'm telling you, they're going to burn the place down on the first day. They really are. They're going to fundamentally change this country. as soon as they get power back.
Yeah, they're going to go for it, 100%. I'm on the same page with you. I think these young guys that are coming up through the Democratic Party, they have every intention of making us just like Europe.
Yeah, or faster. Worse. Like put it on steroids, basically.
Yeah,
they're not joking around. I mean, Mamdani already just the other day froze rent for the next 2 years in New York City. And, there's landlords out there saying, okay, you just froze our income. Did you freeze the bills too? Can you do that?
Well, if you combine that rent freeze with the article and the information that we talked about in that other law that they passed, you're going to get now in 2 years a wave of landlords not being able to take care of their property, and their property is going to turn over to the government. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, they'll say, look, you're not keeping this. You got too many violations, yada, yada, yada. We're going to just go in and take over and seize it from you. Seize the means of productions, right? Seize it. That's, seize it. You hear it a million times. You don't ask for it. You take it. And that's what they will do. They will take the buildings over, and the government will own them. You'll be compensated garbage, pennies on the dollar for what you own, put into debt, and then left high and dry, Yep.
And if you try to leave, they'll just make your life miserable on the way out the door.
Yeah, they'll keep tracking you down and sending you. Louis Rossman, a famous YouTuber, left New York City. He was sick of it all. He said, this place is done. It's impossible to run a business here. So he left and went to Texas and set up shop down there. And he documented for a couple years thereafter all of the different attempts they made to try to basically extort money out of him. They made up some P.O. box in like New Hampshire or something where you'd never even step foot. And said, well, we've been mailing all these notices up to your New Hampshire address. I'm like, what New Hampshire address? And so they just started pulling stuff out of their backside in order to try to pin him down on fees. And he finally just said, I'm done. Goodbye. I'm never going to answer a piece of mail from you again. You're dead to me, New York. If you want to sue me, sue me. So, I don't know. It's fun. It's fun to watch. And then I think to celebrate it, he jumped into a swimming pool with his suit on.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, that's going to happen to every one of these states with every single business that can afford to do it. And they will become Detroitified.
Yeah. Detroitified. And Detroit, what Hamtramck, they just... for diversity's sake, hired the first Islamic, city council, and the first action was to ban the pride flag. So that's what your rainbow gets you,
That's exactly what and the leftists are going to find out that's what they're finding out in England right now is all these leftists are dealing with all this violence from these communities that they invited in. And they don't quite understand why they're not getting along with everyone. It's they'll find out the hard way usually, but they'll find out.
Yeah, it's like they've been screaming bloody murder about the evangelicals for years, and how dangerous they are, and how evangelicals are going to take away your rights and this and that. But they have basically gotten along with them just fine, over the last 50 years, whatever. And now they're trying to replace them with evangelical Islamists, people that are much, much, much more about their religious and their following to the letter of the law in their book, versus the evangelicals who, hey, he came out and said abortion is murder and yada yada, and they hate that. Well, great, now they're actually doing something about it. They're putting people in office that are doing things about it, and you're not going to like what they do, folks. If you're on the far left, the socialist wing, you're not going to like it. This unholy alliance between the socialists and the Islamists is shocking to me. It's going to come to an abrupt end. It's It's like they're headed for a brick wall and they're doing 90, and it's just a matter of time before they splat.
It's all a matter of who's in the driver's seat when they hit the wall. Whoever's in the driver's seat will be okay, but whoever the passenger happens to be at that moment will suffer the consequences. Because if the Islamists get in charge, they're going to crush the leftists. And if the leftists get in charge, they're going to crush all the religions.
Yeah. That passenger seat has no airbags. There's no seatbelt. It's just got an old-fashioned pane glass window between you and the brick wall.
Exactly.
Elon Musk the other day came out and posted a link to the movie Citizen Vigilante. And it's he made it free. So he posted a link that said, have at it, free movie, go watch it. This is a movie that was banned in Europe. And I watched it, and I can see why it was banned in Europe. It was insanely violent. It depicted a dude who, I don't know if I want to spoil it for you guys, but a guy who just basically went out and he found Islamists, the grooming gangs, those people, and went after them when the system failed them in very, very, very bloody and, very nonchalant ways. There was a bunch of plot holes as far as I could tell. I mean, this guy had no concern for leaving fingerprints everywhere. Like, I don't know.
I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard similar that it's a little disjointed. It's not quite 100% of a story, but it catches a mood of Europe.
Correct.
And so, yeah, you're right. I can understand why it was banned in Europe.
Yeah, it's very violent too. I mean, the things that happen are not something they want anyone to see, so they banned it. But I mean, again, they don't really often ban movies in America. Can you recall anyone saying, hey, this movie's banned? Steven Spielberg's new flick, banned. It talks about aliens. You can't have any of that here. So we're just going to ban it. No big deal, folks. No big deal. And don't you get a VPN because we'll arrest you.
They edit a lot of stuff here, but there's very little banning. They don't have to ban it. They control the production methods. So they only produce what they want. That's the beauty of this film. This film got made outside of the normal constraints of things. That's a message that doesn't get portrayed in European mass media very often. So that's why I think it caught fire the way it did. I mean, of course, it speaks to the time, but that kind of movie is not something you see in Europe very often.
Yeah, it depicts some very, very bloody, horrible, terrific scenes and, just straight up murder. It shows a very, very dark side of what is happening in Europe as we speak, and people one of the lines he says in there is that I'm doing this to show you how until you can do it yourself or something along those lines, I'm here to just basically, until you start doing it yourself, I'll be here to help. So, yeah, it is what it is. Let's see, that one we covered. Okay, Minnesota. Leftist Minnesota school board clerk wants dogs to piss on the white corpses at Christian cemeteries. Sorry. There's been this brouhaha about in Minneapolis, or St. Paul specifically, where they have gotten rid of one of the biggest dog parks in the city, one of the only ones that accesses the river, because it's apparently on ancient, Indian grounds or some sort. And so, okay, great. Now everyone's like, can we get a new dog park down the road, or what are we going to do here? Right? Because it was very, very popular. The place to go if you've got a dog, go in the river, whole 9 yards. And so she came out and said, screw you. Let's take an old cemetery and put them there, and your dogs can piss on it. I don't know. If you ever watch Park and Recs, they've got the map of where all the massacres occurred in Pawnee. And she's like, yeah, it's the massacres are the purple part, and the whole map's purple.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we got this little field over here where nothing really happened. I don't know. I feel like a lot of this comes down to that. Like, is it all sacred? Whatever. You're going to close this down over it's on stolen land and sacred. And so then to compare that to an actual cemetery. I mean, that dog park wasn't a cemetery. It wasn't some Indian burial ground. It was just, they spent, a couple summers there or something.
Yeah, this is the typical leftist stuff. They weaponize the legal system.
Socialist stuff.
The socialists. The socialists and the commies weaponize things like this to actually destroy the society that they live in. That's what it really is. They wanted to make St. Paul less community-oriented. They wanted you to have less interaction with your neighbors, and then they used the complaints about it to jab you a little harder and to make fun of the whites. And so it's just a means of keeping the tension there. That's really what it's about.
Yeah, it's Ilhan Omar country, all the Somalian learning centers.
And the Leering Centers. Don't forget the Leering Centers.
The Leering Centers, yeah. I'm a learning. Yeah, it's a place that's really kind of shocking. I grew up and I never thought of this as an area that would be taken over and become a Muslim stronghold. And all this fraud, all this stuff going on. You never think of Minneapolis that way. Crazy.
Yeah,
but
it is actually very shocking, especially up north. Very shocking, actually.
Doc, where can people find you online?
Of course, you can always follow me on the platform formerly known as Twitter. You can follow me on Rumble. You can follow me on Odyssey and my favorite platform, Minds.com, at Doctor420. That's Doctor with an E 420. You can always follow me there.
All right, folks. If you want to see me, check up on all the news we're going to cover for the next show. Go to minds.com/censorshipsucks and sign up over there. Other than that, thanks so much for listening. We're going to end the show here. Have a great night, and we will see you on Wednesday right here on the station.